Hi guys, and today I'm going to have a breakdown of some interviews. So I was trailing through the section of the trending topics on YouTube. Yes, I am one of them very few people who look at the trending section on YouTube. And I stumbled across an interview between Garry Neville and ArsenalTV. Now, just to be aware, I don't support Arsenal. Most of these comments are going to be about the interview itself and how poor it was. I don't support Arsenal. I'm a Newcastle fan, and basically Newcastle is the team where normally you see about a 40-year-old fat man with tattooed NUFC onto his stomach parading about for the rest of the game. And there was that time where one of our fans might have punched a horse. Anyway, ArsenalFanTV, the reason why they're doing this is because normally ArsenalFanTV, after the games where they win or lose, interview Arsenal fans and get their opinion. Sometimes this can be good, sometimes this can be bad, but mostly it's the ugly side of fans. Normally it ends up with fans screaming into the microphone and acting like 5-year-olds most of the time. Now, Garry Neville actually watched one of these interviews and got pretty upset. It was about Arsene Wenger, the current manager of Arsenal, and he called a fan an idiot and sort of disagreed with ArsenalFanTV. Now, just like any YouTube drama, it all circulated for a little bit. There was quite a large speculation between whether ArsenalFanTV should exist, and somehow they managed to get this interview with Garry Neville. Now, I wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't such a spectacular fail, but I'm going to show you why it was and why people are unhappy with such a poor interview with, let's be honest, one of Sky's best pundits. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try and do a top tier analysis of this video. Right, I'm going to break each part of the interview down to each single member which had a question for Garry Neville. So we're going to talk about, firstly, in order of appearance, basically. So the first person to actually speak and comment to Garry Neville was DT, the man to your far right. Now, DT had this to say to Garry Neville.
We've got top draw, world-class players in certain positions, but yet we're failing year in, year out, and there's no difference to our team in terms of failure when we had Shamak up front or Alexis Sanchez up front. The same problems and the same failings are rearing their head at the same points of the season every single.
Now, apart from this man being covered in tattoos and wearing a Sports Direct tracksuit top, very much fitting the mould of an ArsenalFanTV commentator, spoiler alert, this man is the only one out of the 4 people that Robbie decided to bring spoke any sense to Garry Neville. Actually thought about what he was going to say, actually created an articulate, well-built argument to actually make Garry Neville think about his response, and actually made Arsenal fans slightly agree with him. That's about it for DT. Apart from his wacky appearance, that's about it. This guy, literally, he should have been the only one interviewing Garry Neville. His argument was that good. Now that could show how bad the other people were, but literally it was a mistake bringing the other 3. Just scrap him. Next time, scrap him. Just bring him. Now the second person to speak is the guy second in from the left that looks quite presentable, and this guy is known as Mo. Now, Mo, dear Mo, I'd like to just ask Robbie what he was on when he decided to bring Mo to this interview. I mean, I'll show you what I mean.
3 things. The first thing, calling a fan an idiot on national TV, national live TV, then saying ArsenalFanTV or the whole thing around it is embarrassing, and tweeting a clown emoji to ArsenalFanTV. Do you still stand by all of these things, or has there been any time for reflection and maybe a change?
You've done a presentation course, haven't you? He's made his point. He's made it again.
Now, let's be fair. This man, out of all the people ArsenalFanTV decided to bring, was the only one who came appropriately dressed for the occasion. For such a hard-hitting interview, it surpassed any views which ArsenalFanTV has ever got. This guy actually came quite presentable. And when you look at him, you think, right, this guy's going to be quite good. He's going to be better than DT. I mean, DT had a good argument that this guy's going to be better. Well, no. This guy was maybe the worst. I'll show you what I mean. The amount of rubbish which came out of this guy's mouth. Firstly, he was offended by Gary Neville posting an emoji of a clown. Yes, a clown, a cartoon clown. I mean, this clowns are scary, I'll give you that, but it's a clown. You're a grown man, and you're whinging about a cartoon clown. Secondly, this man's offended by the banner held up towards Arsene Wenger. Now, I'm going to show you a picture of the banner now. You can read it for yourself. In my opinion, that's quite a level-headed banner, and nothing really to be offended by, but this guy can, for some reason, can be offended by the smallest of things. I can't even pinpoint the reason why this guy's offended by this banner. The last point Mo decided to hammer home to Gary Neville, one of the best pundits on Sky Sports, was deluded. It was such a deluded argument. It was the fact that Gary Neville called a fan an idiot. I mean, this just sums up why Mo should be part of ArsenalFanTV and why Gary Neville just needs to be dropped from Sky Sports straight away. I mean, there's no class abusing a fan like that, and just no class at all in front of thousands of people, calling someone an idiot. The effect that this will have on his life will be earth-shattering, devastating, all because of one word: idiot. I mean, after this guy finished his points towards Gary Neville, and Gary Neville just struggled to answer because it's so deluded, I just had one thought: what a barrel of laughs this guy could be. I mean, if you try to be this guy's friend, which is impossible because you will find some way to offend this guy, he must be a barrel of laughs. I mean, again, why was this guy part of the interview? He contributed nothing towards Arsenal and nothing worth Gary Neville talking about. Utter rubbish. Right, so the third man out of the four musketeers Robbie decided to bring was Claude. Claude, you can see sat next to DT and in between Mo. This guy, let's have a hear what he had to say first.
Gary, do you agree with the concept of fan TV?
Yes.
You say it's embarrassing, but you agree with it, yeah?
Now, I've watched a few of ArsenalFanTV videos, and they're at times quite entertaining, but this may be the only time I have heard Claude not shout into that microphone, bellowing his idiotic views. And let's be honest, the contrast between these two clips are massive.
Do you agree with the concept of fan TV?
Our defending today was a disgrace. Don't give me all that bullshit that you're giving.
Now, to be fair to the guy, he did look quite nervous, and to be moved from the streets of London to in front of such a big, prestigious pundit as Gary Neville, it must be quite daunting. But come on, have some passion about why you support Arsenal. Really hammer home your points to what you believe to be the media who are against everything that you stand for, and yet you show none of it. If anything, you are worse than what Arsene Wenger is currently doing to Arsenal. You show so much passion in your videos, and yet you show so little in the interview. It's astonishing. It's amazing how Robbie again brought someone like you to do an interview in front of Gary Neville, who, to be honest, can't really create a coherent argument and really create something worth speculation about, worth Gary thinking about. You just crumble under the pressure. Right, the fourth and final representative of ArsenalFanTV was a little guy called Troopz. We'll have a listen what the all-in-great tracksuit combo man had to say.
Basically, my question, Gary, is you just said that when you're on TV, you talk how you talk, that you say words as you grew up. Me personally, that's how I talk as well, innit? And I get a lot of stick because of the way I talk.
Now, apart from Troopz being a clear roadman with his roadman accent, this guy gives a very heartful and inspiring motivational speech of how people judge him due to his roadman accent, and how it doesn't matter what he says, people won't take him seriously. Well, Troopz, the problem is that you're talking to Gary Neville, a person who talks about football, a Sky Sports presenter, not the president of the United States. To be fair, Gary Neville probably doesn't care if you get judged by a roadman accent on your crappy videos. This guy talks about football for a living and doesn't care about social issues. Troopz, your argument was good, but just like every one of these baboons trying to argue to Gary Neville, your overall point is clouded over by some irrelevant social issue and self-doubt that you have about your own videos. At times, the question you ask are not towards Gary Neville, but towards your own fans, as some points you make are statements to the viewers that you disagree with. After watching all 36 minutes of this video, which is an eternity compared to the 3-minute video which are normally featured on ArsenalFanTV, I am no the wiser about Arsenal. I don't know any more about Arsenal before or after watching this video. Congratulations to ArsenalFanTV for the most irrelevant video on this site. Don't watch this. The only person which Robbie should have brought was DT. The little 5-minute gap where DT spoke was the best part of this video. Right, thanks guys for watching the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.